Organized religion has long been a tool of oppression. When you give people a god, you tell them that there's someone somewhere out there watching over them, someone with great power, someone who loves them and has their best interest in mind. When trouble washes up on their shores, they are far more willing to accept it. You give people a savior, and they will wait, never rising up for themselves and defending what is theirs. The missionaries came to Africa before the settlers. They came to spread a gospel we did not need or ask for. They looked down on us and saw themselves as the only true way. Millions of people with thousands of different languages and cultures grouped into one because of our skin color. The Bible gave them the right to cleanse the world of immorality, and we are walking abominations. An imperfect book that teaches you to love your neighbor, but upholds slavery and violence. The Europeans were notoriously dirty. Their cities smelled terrible and they had limited knowledge of hygiene. They brought smallpox, measles, and syphilis. When people died, we prayed to our ancestors and our gods. We used our own herbal remedies, but the death didn't stop. But Western medicine was more effective, so they were seen as powerful healers. We started to believe their preachings. So before we signed away our land and our people in contracts we couldn't read, before the first bullet was fired, before blood was shed on the battlefield, before the sick were cured, religion led the way. Hundreds of years later, people bow down to the picture of a white man who was apparently born and lived in the Middle East. We believe that our ancient customs and practices are witchcraft, and if I were to imply anything else, I'd be accused of blasphemy. People my age are so disconnected from our roots. Like, have you ever wondered how pre-colonial Africans told their time? What was their day-to-day like? Things were probably so different back then. Our history books have warped our view of African societies into this homogeneous idea, but there were so many different tribes with different histories, architecture, and philosophies. Yet our ancestry is summarized in a language that isn't even ours. But I'm no different. I can't even speak my mother tongue. To me, all these religions, they're all the same. Just tools. Oppression, liberation, destruction, distraction. All the wars led in the name of a higher power, out of fear of outsiders, out of power, out of wealth, out of hate sewn in garments of the past has left us in a state of constant erosion. Colonization gave us absent fathers and abused mothers. Hurt people hurting people. It trickled down the bloodline and manifested into mental illness. And now, there's millions of people suffering from depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. You name it, we've got it. They seek help in the church because that's what they were taught to do. That's what their parents did and that's what their grandparents did. Never getting help for themselves, never fighting for themselves, just waiting for salvation from someone somewhere out there. That's why I respect cultural movements like the 5% Nation. They reject the concept of worshipping a deity and focus on self-improvement and empowerment. I'm not a 5%er, and I don't follow their teachings. They're too misogynistic, male-centric, and controversial for me. But I'm inspired by their belief in working on themselves. Calling yourself a god is taboo to some, but it's also inspiring. It's a powerful word. It reminds you that you're the master of your destiny. For me, I believe in being the best person I can be. Do the most good I can in a world that's so full of suffering. If someone somewhere out there really cares that I don't follow their book, or that I ate pork, or that I stole someone's pencil when I was 10, and wants to send me to eternal damnation because of it, I don't think that's someone I would have wanted to follow anyway.